National Lyme Disease Awareness Month, and this summer is expected to be one of the worst for ticks in recorded history.
And Lyme disease can have detrimental effects on you, your family, and your pets. So how much do you know about ticks and the diseases that they can cause? WENY's Cody Carlson has information on how to prevent it and introduces us to one man who suffers from the disease every day.
As you get ready to head into the summer season, here's something you might want to take note of: being aware of ticks and preventing Lyme disease. It's something that hasn't received a lot of national attention, but deserves it. That's because if it goes untreated, it can flip your life upside down, something Adam Ruth knows all too well.
Before Lyme, I was a marathon runner. I was a hockey player. Sorry, I get emotional. I had a life.
In April of 2014, Adam Ruth was experiencing flu-like symptoms, body aches, and joint pain. He had been dealing with those symptoms for years before, but doctors diagnosed it as sinus issues. After not feeling any better, Adam continued visiting doctors' offices. In October of 2015, Adam was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease.
Here I am a year and a half after I've been diagnosed, and I still feel exactly the same way.
A person can get Lyme disease after they've been bitten by a tick. Ticks hide out in vegetation and wait for their next host to walk by.
Basically, they'll sit in vegetation, do what's called questing with their legs out like this, and when you brush up against them, that's when they grab on and climb up.
There are different species of tick, but you will only typically see one around the Finger Lakes region: the deer tick, aka the black-legged tick.
As far as danger ratings go, black-legged tick is the only one you're most likely to encounter here. And that one can spread Lyme disease and a few other diseases as well.
Depending on the life stage of the tick, Lyme can be transmitted anywhere from 24 to 72 hours after being bitten. I sat down with Dr. Richard Terry, a doctor of osteopathic medicine from Arnott Health, to talk about the symptoms of Lyme disease and what to look out for. Most people bitten by a tick develop a bullseye rash and can suffer the following symptoms as soon as 3 to 4 weeks after.
There can also be fatigue, chills, kind of symptoms like you might have with a virus, and if untreated, why, it can progress to all kinds of symptoms: rheumatological, neurologic symptoms, even cardiac.
Dr. Terry says you should always do an examination of your body or have someone look for you after working or walking outside. If you think you were bitten, you should contact your physician as soon as possible. The earlier you catch it, the better.
If caught early, the prognosis is very good, and there indeed have been many patients, many of mine, who may have been bitten several times and actually had Lyme disease a couple of times and been treated.
But unfortunately, if you don't spot it in time, it could turn into chronic Lyme disease, which is what Adam suffers from, and it can flip your life upside down. Adam was a high school English teacher in Corning for 9 years, but had to leave work because of his illness. He also has a 9-month-old son named Henrik, who is very active.
It's still a struggle to get on the ground and play with him, to have the energy to just get through a day and, change him, wash him.
Adam wakes up every day and his body is burning. On his good days, he can manage to get through the day without any problems. But on his bad days, he can't even get off the couch. Every single day, Adam battles to try to get past this life-altering disease.
I wear a mask every day when I walk out of this house. My family and friends obviously know, but I have to put on a mask to try to just get through it every day. I'm not living, I'm just trying to survive every day. I truly haven't lived in quite a long time. I'm just trying to just push through every day.
People aren't the only ones affected by ticks and Lyme disease. Dogs can be greatly affected too, especially if they spend a lot of time outside. Ticks only need to be on a dog for 24 hours to transmit Lyme. If you see any of the following symptoms, your dog should be taken to the vet as soon as possible.
Some dogs will be really uncomfortable. They suddenly can't walk, they have a high fever, they're not eating, they're really uncomfortable, whereas some it's a very gradual transition to have these clinical symptoms.
When it comes to your dog and Lyme disease, there are plenty of prevention measures out there. But Dr. Kara Blaha says it's important to do research before you pick a preventative for your dog.
There are more than just drops anymore. Most people are used to the skin drops that traditionally have been the flea and tick preventatives. There are chewable tablets and there are collars that have become equally, if not more, effective in preventing fleas and ticks.
As for the future of Lyme disease, both Adam and Dr. Richard Terry agree. Doctors need to be better trained to detect Lyme. And as long as it's still an epidemic, Adam will continue to voice his concerns to make people aware.
I'm speaking on behalf of them people that have lost their jobs, lost their marriages, lost their homes because of this disease, and it's not right, and it has to change.
And as far as everyday prevention goes, wear long sleeves and long pants if you go hiking or walking on trails. Check your children and check yourself every day for ticks. I put more information about Lyme disease and prevention on our website, WENY.com. With this special report, I'm Cody Carlson, WENY News.
With the graduation season coming,